My CFI is gonna watch this, and he's just gonna be shaking his head.
So Ryan, how did you first get into flying, and what pulled you towards aviation?
Yeah, great question. So my mom is a flight attendant for Delta.
Okay.
She's been with the company for probably I think she just hit her 40th year anniversary with the company, so she's been there a while. She loves it. My dad used to be a mechanic for Delta.
All right. So family's in aviation.
Yeah. So when when the point comes that I'm interviewing for the airlines, I'm gonna say the airlines are in my blood. Hopefully that's a good selling point.
Delta is in my blood.
Yeah.
I have those Delta cells.
Yeah, and then I grew up kind of in a aviation-oriented community in Georgia, because we live 45 minutes away from the airport there, or the Hartsfield-Jackson Airport.
Okay.
So I'd say 10 people who lived on my street, all pilots, a lot of flight attendants. So I kind of grew up going to air shows, doing that whole thing.
Yeah.
And then in college, I majored in neuroscience and found I didn't really like it. So yeah, decided to make the switch over to aviation. And
that's really cool though, neuroscience. So you probably understand a little bit of how the brain works and how those synapses kind of formulate and stuff.
Yeah, I know hypoxia really well.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd say that's a driving factor. And I think I'm gonna love the work-life balance with all my triathlon endeavors and everything.
Oh yeah, it's because it probably helps with a training schedule, being on reserve. You have more time to train, and then But I was gonna ask you, so did growing up around aviation kind of help you with the lingo a little bit? Even though your mom's a flight attendant, not exactly a pilot, and your dad's a mechanic, but they probably picked up stuff and have told you along the way.
Yeah, the pilot alphabet. It's kind of second, never struggled with it.
The Romeo, Lima, Tango.
So yes and no, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are balancing flight training and triathlon preparation. What's harder, check ride prep or triathlon?
Oh gosh. So I've been doing triathlons for about 6 years now. And all this pilot stuff again is newer to me, all the information. So I definitely say check ride prep is harder than preparing for a triathlon.
Okay.
So far for me.
And that's just because you're a veteran in triathlon training, and did you do any sports in high school and stuff?
Yeah, I played football, swimming, pole vaulting. Yeah, so maybe for future check rides, it won't be as stressful, but I don't know if that's possible. Yeah, this one's definitely been pretty stressful. Yeah, I just don't really know what to expect too much. So.
Yeah. I think with check rides, the anxiety around it, not knowing what the DPE is going to ask you on, because there's so much that they can ask you on, is definitely the biggest mental battle of your life.
Yeah.
I always tell people that anxiety is supposed to help you. It's supposed to stress you out so that you actually study.
Yeah.
And don't study the whole week before, just look through stuff that you already know, so that you don't kill your confidence.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like that in triathlon. You have to taper off.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. For the tapers, my body always acts so different. I'm I don't know if I can do this, but then come race day, I'm normally ready to go. Feeling as confident as I can. I still get the butterflies in my stomach, of course, but it comes with it. So
I've done a sprint triathlon before, and I did not sleep at all the night before, because we had to be up at 4, 5, or 6 just to get to the event and everything. And it was the swim was what I was worried about the most. And my whole goal was to just not get a DNF. So I finished. I didn't get a good placement, but I finished.
All that matters is you cross the finish line. It's pretty common for the swim for people to struggle with the most and be the most anxious for. So you're not alone there.
Yeah.
2,700 climbing.
So how do you fit in flight lessons with training schedules without burning out?
300.
Oh gosh, I'm still kind of trying to figure that one out, honestly.
Do some maneuvers.
So I always do a session in the morning. So I'm a kind of morning person. So normally I'm up around 5:30 to 6.
Okay, that's good. I'm an evening person, so I'm not up at 5:30 or 6.
Yeah. So yeah, I always try and knock out a session anywhere between like 1 to 2 hours, whether that's a swim, a bike, a run, or a lift, and then eat breakfast. I normally do about like an hour to 30 minutes of studying, just like reviewing what I'm going to be either flying, like the lesson plan for the flight, or just any information, and then head to the airport. It also depends on what time the flight is. And then I like to do an evening session as well. So I work out about twice a day.
That's good. That's good. Do you like to switch off between the different disciplines so that you're not always like working out the same thing, or do you try, if you have to like get like a certain amount of mileage in, do you do like a morning run and an afternoon run, or does it just kind of depend on the day?
Yeah, it really depends on the day. I've done a couple like double run days, but that's like I would never do a double swim or a double bike.
Okay, yeah.
So
I would never do a double swim.
Yeah, you are not
like
catching
once
that
you're
pool.
in the water, like you might as well just stay in the water.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then also like traveling to like the gym to go swim or the pool is annoying as well. So.
I know. I feel like with the swimming, there's so much preparation and like aftercare that you have to do. Like you have to put on the cap. You have to, make sure that you have like Vaseline on your knuckles and everything so that it doesn't all dry out.
Yeah. My hair, it's better now, but it used to be like straw all the time.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So, my hair is kind of mad at me.
Oh no. So, you have a pre-flight ritual, and is it similar to your pre-race routine?
I'd say kind of like about like yes in terms of like trying to like calm my mind and really not over stress about any certain aspect of it. I'd say that preparing for a race is definitely similar in that way and to the flight.
So it's like mostly mental. So you gotta
like envisioning like what I'm gonna be doing. I chair fly a lot. That helps me out a lot. So
yeah, people normally skip over the chair flying because they don't really see the merit in it. I used to just like sit in my car with like a screenshot of my checklist and just kind of like walk through like all the steps so that like I was prepared when I got into the cockpit with my instructor and I looked like I was on top of things.
Yeah.
So that, and then also box breathing I found helps a lot with like solo flying, because like sometimes like if you get stressed out and you're like you've gone through your checklist and stuff, like just taking like a few minutes to do like some box breathing while in this environment kind of like brings your nervous system back down. All right, this one's gonna be my favorite question. If you could fly to any triathlon destination in the world, where would it be?
I would definitely fly to Kona, Hawaii. That's where the Ironman World Championships are held there. There's so much history, just so much aura there. It's like a dream of mine to race the Ironman World Championships. You have to qualify. And so there would definitely be my dream destination flight.
Yeah, I feel like the Kona Triathlon is similar to like the Boston Marathon.
Yep,
like, everybody knows about it.
Yep, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I can never qualify for Kona Triathlon, I don't think. But there is like a sprint triathlon in Edinburgh.
Okay.
I think Edinburgh, over in Scotland. And they do it New Year's Day.
Oh, okay.
So,
I heard of that one.
It's cold, so the swim is very chilly, and then you like run around like King Arthur's seat. So I feel like it would also be like very scenic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of these days I'll do it, but just haven't had the time to fly over to Edinburgh. I don't think I could get this plane over there.
Yeah. Yeah, that flight across the ocean would be.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's when we get the commercial ticket so that you can relax and have like the seat that like flies down and everything.
Go to sleep.
Yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the student pilot mindset a little bit. So what has been the biggest challenge so far in your training? Maneuvers, weather, confidence?
I'd say all of that, honestly,
All of it
at
is
some
on.
point. But yeah, I'd say the biggest thing I struggled with was for the landings, just getting that flare down. It took me at least 15 hours of just traffic pattern work to finally really start to understand how that flare up causes the plane to fly up if you haven't let off enough airspeed.
Yeah,
that was my biggest harp, I'd say, for sure.
yeah, that's definitely tough. Landings take a while to get. Takeoffs are easy.
Yeah, I agree.
But we all have to land at some point. So
Yeah, yeah.
we got to get those landings down to where we're greasing them.
Yeah. And then in terms of maneuvers, I'd say steep turns when I turn to the right because I go up.
Yeah.
And just being higher than the nose kind of throws me off a little bit, and I tend to just lose a little bit too much altitude.
Okay.
So I have learned that trim technique.
Yeah.
Give it 2 swipes of trim up. So that's been helping out.
Okay. Yeah. Because that just helps with the forward and back pressure
Yeah.
a little bit, alleviates some of it.
Yeah.
All right. How do you stay sharp and consistent between lessons?
Chair flying is a big one. Right now I'm flying about 3 times a week with my instructor. I mean, sometimes
That's
solo.
good.
But yeah, on days where I'm not flying or we get grounded, definitely trying to sit. I'll pull up a picture of our cockpit on my computer and just sit in front of it and act like I'm performing those maneuvers. That's been helping out a lot for sure. I didn't start doing that until about 40 hours ago, and I've noticed the biggest difference in terms of staying on top of my maneuvers and everything.
That's good. And then do you ever repeat out the what's it called, the restrictions or the requirements for each one? So plus or minus 100 feet and everything.
I haven't said them out loud, but I'll run through them in my head. So yeah, I probably should say it out loud.
Because I know sometimes, well, it can hurt and help on a check ride. Unfortunately, I feel like it depends on the DPE, but if you say them out loud and then you're just a little bit off, then at least the DPE knows that you know what they are.
Okay, good to know.
So, but I would talk to your instructor about that.
Okay.
So don't take any advice that I say during this. Just take it with a grain of salt and a tequila shot, Any advice to other student pilots who are struggling with self-doubt before a check ride?
I'd say your instructor knows that you're ready if he's given you the endorsement. You have to trust your instructor. I'm still struggling with this personally, but yeah, my instructor believes in me. He knows I put in the work for studying. And honestly, you're going to know if you've done enough too. So yeah, you just got to have that self-belief and stay calm.
Yeah, I mean, self-confidence and confidence in your solo flying. The only thing that's really going to get you through that is more experience. But yes, I agree with that.
These clouds are so cool.
They are, yeah.
Just a blanket.
Are you excited for starting instrument?
Yes and no.
Because then you have to start
I
relearning
know.
a whole new type of flying.
Yeah. Yeah,
private and instrument are definitely the hardest to get through.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've seen people just starting out instrument and they're I don't even know what I'm doing at all. So that's not gonna be fun. But it's just part of it, I guess. So
yeah, it's less maneuvers, more kind of technical work. So learning how to just do small, tiny movements. Which if you like steep turns and doing the aerobatics and the spin training, it kind of feels boring.
Yeah.
But it's still, it's the flying that you're going to do the most.
Yeah.
So really know your stuff and be on top of it.
Yeah.
What's your favorite and least favorite maneuver in training?
Favorite? Probably slow flight. I don't know why. I just like it when the controls get kind of mushy. We're going pretty slow, obviously, so I just am pretty confident in it and being okay with going slow, taking my time. like climbing or descending in a turn, all that type of stuff. I just have loved it since day one. And then probably least favorite is the right steep turn.
Oh yeah. We were talking about that.
Or it turns around a point.
Yeah.
Because I get kind of thrown around, especially on a one-day out here. It gets rough, kind of. So, yeah, those two probably.
Yeah. Wait until you get to commercial training and you have to do steep spirals.
Oh.
Those are annoying.
Yeah.
Because they're never perfect and you want them to be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
As a perfectionist, I'm learning that you can't be a perfectionist when you're flying. So.
Yeah. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Do you think being an endurance athlete gives you an edge in flight training?
I'd like to think yes, just because I've done like 5-hour, 6-hour long rides on my indoor bike. So just sitting in the same place, riding my bike for 6 hours. So it definitely, you learn how to lock in and focus, eliminate all distractions.
Okay, yeah.
And with longer flights especially, it's kind of like more the same thing. I know, like I can just like lock in for that period of time, not let anything really distract me. And also it teaches, or like during a race, you're gonna have, something is gonna come up. You're gonna have to adapt to a situation. Same exact thing with flying. So
okay.
that.
Do you have it, for instance, from when you were triathlon training?
Oh yeah. So at a Ironman or a half Ironman in Augusta, Georgia, I did. I rode over some train tracks on the bike, and my back bottle popped out, so I lost like all of my nutrition. So got to adapt on the fly there. Yeah. And you can't turn around to like pick it up because like it was at the bottom of a hill. Like people were going like 40 miles an hour.
So you can't do that without causing like a bicycle crash or something.
Exactly. So just had to adapt. Use the aid station nutrition. Make sure all my like carbs and sodium levels were topped off. I was getting the same amount that I needed to replace. So yeah, that is very. It relates to aviation greatly, in my opinion.
Do you have any tips for pilots related to hydration? Because when we're in this environment, like we can't really drink too much water. Otherwise, we have to land more often.
Yeah.
That, and then when you're at higher altitudes, you have to deal with like dehydration and that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had to deal with like the high altitude stuff too much because I'm not flying up there. But
well, eventually.
Yeah. I would say just like know your body. It's gonna take a little bit to like understand like how much you can drink without having to use the restroom. So just kind of play with it a little bit. You'll learn pretty fast like how much you should be drinking.
Yeah. But do like electrolytes help with that? Because I know you can get more hydration for less water.
Yeah. Definitely just stay on top of your sodium. If you buy any like standard electrolyte mix, you'll be fine. Also, so you don't like cramp up.
The cramping.
Yeah. There's been some days like I've had like a super hard session in the morning, and I'd go to like add right rudder.
Oh no!
And my calf will cramp up, and I'll give my instructor the controls and just like work it out. And that's how I know I did not do a good job at hydrating. So, yeah. It was more so early on in my training when I didn't know that. So. Yeah,
because that's got to be tough, like going from that and then now you're like in a sitting position, so like the flow isn't the same.
Yeah. Yeah. My legs always kind of feel a little bit off after a flight. So.
Both flying and triathlon require focus and patience. How do you manage your mindset under pressure? And I think we kind of talked about this a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just staying calm, cool, relaxed, knowing what you're doing, and if anything were to go wrong, have a plan of action. Like, thankfully, for that example where I was talking about where my bottle popped up, I had already like run through that situation in my mind before the race, so I had an idea of like what I would need to grab from the aid station already, ready to go. So.
Okay.
Yeah, just preparation.
Preparation, yeah. That helps with the solo anxiety too. And like you were talking earlier about like envisioning things beforehand. like envisioning them beforehand so that you have time to ask your instructor any questions that you have.
Yeah.
I think is super important. How do you handle off days or bad flights? Do you treat them like off races?
Yes and no. I would say with bad races, like you take a little lesson from it and then just throw it away. Like you just really want to forget about it. With the bad flights, I've learned the most from my bad flights. So I definitely try and keep those like reminders or lessons in the back of my mind at all times. So I would say don't just like throw it away, but definitely don't let it drag you down for next time you go up in the air.
That makes sense. Yeah, you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right?
Exactly.
What kind of music or mindset gets you in the zone for both training and flying?
Oh, interesting. So I don't listen to really any music when I'm flying.
Okay.
Especially, like, I haven't done it on my cross countries yet. Maybe one day.
Yeah, that's good. You're still in, like, the beginning stages, so staying focused on everything is more important than listening to music.
Yeah, but for workouts, especially on the bike, this is going to sound weird, but I like to be, like, overstimulated almost. So, like, I'll have, like, a super loud bass, just, like, EDM, just blasting in my AirPods, and it just helps you get through an interval.
Yeah, do you go for, like, a certain beats per minute?
Anything over 180, especially for running as well, because you can kind of, like, stride to the music a little bit.
Nice.
But then for, like, an easier ride, I would say just really anything, like, a little bit more chill. I like house music a lot, so just something a little bit more laid back, and not as, like, upbeat.
Okay.
What's been your favorite area you've flown in? Like, because you're obviously across the country, so...
Yeah, we just came from Catalina the other day.
Yeah,
and that was very cool to fly into. That and, like, the tower controller, it was, like, super nice and everything like that. We also saw the Goodyear blimp.
Oh, wow.
When we were, but they had priority, but they were going slower than us, so we were going to try and race them, but then we were, like, on final, and the tower controller obviously came on, and he's like, the airship has priority, so we did a couple 360.
Oh, okay. Wow.
And there was 2 other planes behind us, too.
Oh, okay.
It was a little chaotic.
Yeah. But a cool experience afterwards.
Yes, exactly. There's, like, a lot of foxes there and stuff.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, anywhere I've flown to by myself, I did a solo flight in this girl after getting my 25 hours dual in her for insurance. I flew out to Denver and back, and that was a lot of fun. I did a departure procedure on my way out, and I was, like, very nervous for that because I had filed for it, so I knew what I was doing. But at the same time, it was, like, my first time doing it. So I was just kind of like, oh, my gosh, this is so scary. What if I don't turn to, like, the VOR or the waypoint or whatever?
Yeah.
But no, it was smooth sailing, so. But yeah, that, I would say, is probably one of my favorites just because, like, I challenged myself.
Yeah, Yeah, I have a moment like that. I was coming back from a solo cross country, and I got an altitude restriction, and he didn't take me off it till I was, like, almost at the traffic pattern, or, like, a couple miles out. So I had to descend, like, 3,000 feet in the span of, like, like 3 minutes or whatever. So I
I'll do that sometimes.
Yeah, and so I was like, oh no, like, how am I gonna get down? And then I remembered I could slip it, so I slipped it down and got it in. And I was like, oh man, like, I feel like a pilot now. Like, let's go.
That was like your Top Gun moment right there.
Yeah, I was like, it was just a forward slip, but, like, I felt like the coolest guy.
I mean, like, especially when you get, like, the full forward slip in, because sometimes people, like, baby it. You gotta do full left, full right.
Yeah.
And that's when
and you're just zoom.
You feel so badass when you do it. We love to slip it in. All right. So when we were talking while setting this up, you mentioned ATP. So you're finishing up your private.
Yep.
And then you're going to try and go off to ATP.
Yep.
What attracts you to that path versus going, like, to doing like free study?
Yeah, great question. So right now I'm doing my private pilot license through Part 61, so it's kind of like go at your own pace, or
self-pacing.
Yep. So I have my bachelor's of neuroscience, so I've been to college. I really did quite well in it with like in terms of like the having a set schedule, all like the information, like knowing exactly what I was going to be doing. So ATP is kind of like college in that sense.
Yeah.
Or at least like what I think it is. And then also pretty much every single pilot from Georgia I've talked to, who like works at Delta, has been with them for 40 years or whatever, recommends ATP just to get all your licenses completed, and then just time build, whether that's through cross country flying or like CFI. So with that, and my experience kind of in the Part 61, I am leaning definitely towards ATP for my future ratings.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the self-pace is nice. ATP does come with like some limiting factors. Like I think instructor to student ratio, plus like I don't know, like your learning style and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I was more of an exponential learner, so I did do like a private finish up with ATP, but then like my learning style is a little bit different. So I like the self-pace a little bit more because I can sit down and I can concentrate on sporties and I can get through all of that stuff, get my writtens done and out of the way, and then jump into the flight training.
Yeah.
ATP was just like everything at once.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is good if you want to get done in 6 months and you want to start that instructor job and you want to start time building and you want to get to the airlines fast.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, it has its negatives, but it also has its positives too. So I can't say anything bad about ATP.
Yeah. I also think it's kind of like, triathlon training. Like I have a set program. This is what I'm doing this day.
Yeah, so very
gotta
systematic.
do it. Yeah. Yeah. So that's just the way my brain works.
Yeah,
so
I think you're gonna do well at ATP. Then.
I hope so. Knock on wood. But
yes.
Gotta get there first. So yeah. Thank you.
All right. How do you see your future in aviation? I'm guessing Delta.
Fingers crossed, Delta. But obviously, I take any airline job. Yeah, I definitely think the airlines. Again, I've grown up with the work-life balance, seen what it's looked like in my family with my mom, and yeah, I just think I'd prefer that versus like a corporate or flight training career. So
yeah. All right. If you could design your dream aviation lifestyle, what would it look like?
Oh, so probably like 2 to 3 day trips. I mean, I'm sure when I'm like just get to the airlines, I won't have too much say, but this is like, once I get further along into my career and I can pick my own schedule. So
have seniority and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Ideally, again, this might change when I get there, but like one overnight a week maybe, or like day trips, so I could still train in the morning. Just because I'm assuming I'm gonna always be a morning person for the rest of my life because that's how I am now. I like going to bed early, so doing like 1 or 2 day trips, and then just training, or maybe I'll have a family by then. There's so much it depends on, but
there's so many lifestyle factors. Like you never know at any point in time.
Yeah, I'm not a big partier, so probably stay away from like Vegas or I don't know, any other party location like Ibiza or whatever.
Yeah. Well, I feel like Vegas is kind of leaning more towards like the wellness stuff anyways. I know like a lot of people go to Vegas just to like party and stuff like that. But...
I also obviously love nature, so love being out in nature. So any airport that's like,
near like a
Yosemite,
national park or something like that.
Nearby. I think I would love that. So those destinations definitely draw me in for sure.
Yeah. So are there any mentors or pilots you look up to right now?
I just know so many from, growing up. It's hard to say like I look up to them maybe, but There is this one, his name's Joey. I forget his last name. He's an influencer. He does like triathlons as well, or he's getting into them. So I'd say I look up to him in terms of like his pilot career. Because like, I know, obviously I want to be a pilot. And he's just now getting into triathlon. He's pretty famous. It's like Joey Muchacho or something like that.
Okay.
So yeah, and he's pretty jacked too. So I'd say he's a pretty big influence on me.
Yeah, I think it's hard not to be jacked as a triathlete.
You'd be surprised.
Because of the swimming.
Yeah, okay, fair.
Yeah. I mean, I do see endurance sports, like, they do make, like, your muscles, like, leaner and longer.
Yeah.
But I feel like the swimming, the resistance training of it.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I mean, but all body shapes, sizes do it and do it well.
True.
So, yeah, there's no, like, ideal one specific. I mean, maybe, like, a little bit skinnier if you want to go fast, but and anybody can do it, so.
All right, let's dive into the rapid fire. So, favorite airplane that you've flown or trained in?
My buddy built a tailwheel airplane through like a kit.
Okay.
By far my favorite one. Maybe this one though now with the wings. You can see so much. It's awesome.
You can see a lot like more above, but like you can't see as much like down below.
Yeah.
So I think Cessnas are used for like training and then like sightseeing flights and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I just like looking at the blue sky, or cloudy blue sky right now.
Yeah, I will say low wing, it's a little bit easier to adjust for like winds, like gusting winds and stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Because the Cessnas, they just kind of like flow.
Yeah, a leaf in the wind is what you said.
Yeah, it's a leaf in the wind, So I feel like you could probably grease landings in this plane like super easily if you know how to fly. If you know how to fly perfectly in a Cessna, this is going to be a breeze. Worst weather you've ever gone up in?
So it hasn't been like too cloudy, but I remember one time me and my instructor were approaching to land at an airport, and it was the winds were 14, gusting 31.
Ooh, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's gusty.
Yeah, so my instructor didn't have to touch the yoke, so I was stoked on that.
That is definitely a win.
Yeah, so.
All right, paper charts or for flight forever?
For flight forever. I'm not a fan of navlogs for sure.
Oh gosh, but you gotta know the navlogs.
Yeah.
You know how to do them.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, we are children of the magenta line. VFR or IFR dreamer?
Probably IFR or BFR because I haven't flown in IFR yet.
Okay.
But I'd say a goal would definitely to become a IFR dream.
Yeah, I feel like subconsciously you answered IFRs.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Favorite airport food or snack between flights?
Probably some trail mix or pretzels. That's my go-to.
Nice, okay.
And for a drink, 0 sugar root beer. That's my favorite.
Perfect. Go-to triathlon recovery meal.
So I have a pretty strict diet in terms of what like my belly can handle. So I always eat like for lunch and dinner chicken, rice, and then I put sugar-free ketchup on it, and I make like a bowl and mix it together.
Nice.
It sounds weird, but it works for me. It's a lot of protein, a lot of carbs, which is what I need. So it keeps me going.
Yeah, when you need a certain amount of protein and carbs, like having like that one like hyperfixation meal that you know how to make like super easily, I feel like is really important. Window or aisle seat when flying commercial?
Window, for sure. Yeah.
Comfy. It depends. If it's a longer flight, I'll do like an aisle. If it's a shorter flight, window.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Coffee before or after the flight?
After.
Yeah.
I'm not like the biggest coffee drinker. I drink it on race morning actually to get my bowel system moving. But other than that, I don't really like the taste too much. But yeah, I'd be scared of what it would do to me during a flight. So I'd say after for sure.
Gotcha. All right. That is all my questions.
Okay.
We can probably...
Hey guys, thanks for watching another episode of Conversations in the Cockpit. Make sure that you like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, comment, any way you guys want to engage, so that we can continue these conversations. Anyways, I hope you like this episode. See ya.